my back and feel it.
I'll call to order the
Right on time.
January 10th, 2024 Fisher's
Of course,
Plan
ring the
Unit
bell.
Development Committee meeting.
I'm here.
We do have a quorum to conduct business. Megan, how are you?
I'm great.
The first agenda item is case number PUD-23-14, Hamilton Trace Senior Living Expansion. It's a request for consideration of architecture for a building expansion to the Hamilton Trace Senior Living Facility within the Exit 5 Sunbeam PUD, generally located north of East 116th Street and east of Cumberland Road. And we have Christy is with us. Thank you.
All right, so as you mentioned, this property is located at 9974 Federalist Drive, just north of East 116th Street and east of Cumberland Road. The property is part of the Exit 5 Sunbeam PUD ordinance number 031912, named Watermark at Exit 5. And architectural standards defer to the city's UDO section 6.3.4. This is a site plan that has areas of proposed expansion. The proposed addition to the north is a single-story dining room expansion, and the southern portion that's highlighted at the bottom of the photo is a three-story addition with 32 residential units. This is the existing structure, and the empty space in the top picture is where the addition is proposed to go. The existing building is known as the Reserve at Hamilton Trace and was built in 2013 and was approved by the PUD Committee on November 12th of 2013. The building material is primarily fiber cement siding with stone veneer on the lower level. The windows are vinyl and roofing is asphalt shingles, except for the entryway roofs, which are metal. building roof, the building and roof have modulation along all sides and have color material changes throughout. Transitions in the material and color of the facade occur with wall modulation, trim, and or patio railings. These renderings show how the expansion will blend seamlessly with the existing structure. The building material, this is the dining room expansion here. The building materials for this section are primarily fiber cement siding with fiber cement panels along the top edge of the building. The windows are vinyl and the roofing has aluminum coping along the top edge. This addition is a wall module from the existing structure and has a flat roof with parapet to match the existing structure. Staff recommends approval of the proposed elevation as presented. And I'm here for additional questions, and the petitioner is also here and will bring some material for us with them.
Thank you. We'll hear from the petitioner.
They
They're not here?
They are here. I did not have them.
Okay. Well, any questions to the petitioner or planners?
Make a motion to approve.
We have a motion by Pete,
Second.
second by Sean. Roll call, okay, please.
Ms. Baumgartner?
Yes.
Mr. Peterson?
Yes.
Mr. Curran?
Yes.
Mr. Stevenson?
Yes,
Thank you.
thank you. Motion carries. Good.
Easy.
Next matter is PUD-23-15, consideration of the site plan and architecture for a new building, Chicken and Pickle, within the Yard Phase 2 PUD, generally located southeast of the roundabout at USA Parkway and USA Drive, and Christie is here also for the staff as well.
Thank you. This property is located at 2001 Maynard Lane, northeast of the roundabout at the USA Parkway and USA Drive. The property is part of the Yard Phase 2 PUD Ordinance 091922F, and architectural standards defer to the city's UDO section 6.3.5. The Yard Phase 2 PUD ordinance was adopted on October 10th, 2022. Prior to this rezone, the property was zoned employment mode. And this is the most recent site plan that we actually just received about 45 minutes ago, I believe, with one copy going out. And the biggest, really the only change on that one versus the one I received this morning is the patio that's in the public plaza that's attached to the area of the event center. It's in the top portion of this image. This project includes a 2-story restaurant, an outdoor courtyard, 3 outdoor pickleball courts, and 6 indoor pickleball courts. The building material is primarily 3 different types of metal paneling and brick, but also includes wood, fiber, cement panels, large windows, and overhead roll-up windows. Aluminum fence with brick pillars encloses the courtyard on the south side of the building between the outdoor pickleball courts and the restaurant. 6-foot chain link fence is used along the south and west side of the property surrounding the 3 outdoor pickleball courts. The Chicken and Pickle team have agreed to not install mesh fabric along those chain link fences that are on those 2 outdoor facades. The building and roof have modulation along all sides and have color and material changes throughout. Metal awnings, similar to the one in the bottom image, are installed above each overhead window on the north facade for additional modulation. Awnings are also located above the windows on the east and west facades. The north and south facade have overhead roll-up windows. These are some examples of the shown here, and the ones that are highlighted, the windows highlighted red are all of the roll-up windows, and the ones highlighted in green are standard glazing windows or doors. These are some of the renderings of the overall project. All signage shown in these elevations and renderings will be reviewed as part of the sign permit process. Just a few more images. These were some of the newer renderings that we received just about an hour ago. And here's a list of all the materials. As I mentioned, it's mostly metal paneling with some metal paneling and brick with some wood and fiber cement. And the proposed building is adjacent to the Fishers Event Center, and the north elevation of Chicken and Pickle building abuts the Event Center Plaza. You can see how close the two buildings will be to one another in this image. Staff recommends the PUD committee approve the proposed elevations with the following conditions. Awnings similar to the one shown in the staff report are installed above all garage doors on the north facade. No mesh fabric is used on the chain link fence, and a solid material screening surrounds the HVAC dumpster equipment. The petitioner has agreed to all of the above conditions.
I have a question. Why no mesh fabric on the chain link fences?
For aesthetics,
See, and I think the chain link fence looks worse than the meshing. I mean, we had that same argument back when I was a kid at a tennis club where I was at that had first of all, they use these wind barriers, right, when you're playing tennis, or I assume pickleball too. You know, they can also be used to do advertising, right? They can be used to, you know, put chicken and pickle on the side of it. You can be used to announce something. I always found them to be way more aesthetically pleasing than a chain link fence, because my gut would tell me that I want to go to a coated chain link fence rather than a chain link fence if we're not going to allow the meshing, and the meshing is way cheaper than doing a chain link fence coated.
black coated, sorry.
It is already black coated. I still want to know why no mesh.
So that really came from us about,
So Scott didn't like it?
it came mostly from me and so I think because of that side now, so the way that Thompson Thrift is considering, Christy, can you go back to the site plan? Is there one that says, the one that zooms out from the whole site, the overall site?
The blocking.
The very
The
first.
blocking in the beginning.
Yep, maybe the very first slide.
Oh, the aerial photo.
Area-
The
yeah.
blocking of it, yeah.
There you go. So where the blue is, that road, Lisbon Lane, on this side now, Thompson Thrift is looking at users that are gonna be pushed up against it. So it's not gonna be necessarily just a parking lot here. And so because we're gonna be trying to make that look like a main street, having the mesh fencing where we just thought it didn't go well with everything that we're envisioning happening on the rest of the
The
site.
fence tends to go away a little more without the mesh.
Yes, that's a great way. Thank God for Sean.
That was why
My concern with the mesh is ongoing maintenance as well.
Oh,
but-
for sure. It's absolutely an ongoing maintenance issue, for sure. I don't agree with you, but I'm not going to stand in the way of that. We've done some great things with meshing on fences, and I think it looks awesome.
And Christy, can you go back to the site plan too, just for the context of where we've been talking about it from Thompson Thrift's perspective. So we had talked with Chicken and Pickle for a while about could the project actually be flipped so that the outdoor space in their yard is more integrated with our plaza. It didn't work with their model, and so that extension of the plaza area is really for us to be able to help bring people inside of that. So really appreciate the Chicken and Pickle, the architect team, for working with us on that, because I know that was a grind, but trying to make sure that that does still look like an engaging area. They did roll up doors at our request. So I think that it's gonna be really cool out there, and appreciate the patience through it. But that was my other design choice, Pete.
I like that one. Yeah, I mean, I think the maintenance issue that, and Sean, you're exactly right, because they can fray and they can look horrible, they're not maintained, but you take them in for the winter months when you're not using the outdoor courts anyways, you alleviate a lot of that problem. But again, I'm not gonna stand on my head on it, so.
Yeah, and early on, staff had pushed back on chain link at all, because of the proximity to pedestrians.
Well, I like the fact that it's coated chain
Yeah,
link.
and understanding
That makes me
too
happy.
about, users of the field, potentially smashing into it.
First of all, it's an awesome use.
Yeah.
We love the use, so that's not the
Yeah.
issue at all, right? We love that, so.
People just get a little excited at the fence, tend to dive for it, and that aluminum fencing tends to snap free.
Yeah.
Where there's just a little give to that vinyl chain link fence, so it's a little, A, safer for the players, so they're not hitting something hard, but B, it lasts a lot longer that we're not out there having maintenance issue reinstalling those.
Yeah.
Could we see the material board? Because when we were looking at it from the more like architectural renderings, it looked much more red than what it does. I
The
think.
brick, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, we have since toned the red back to be a little more accurate, and that I will say along this core building facade, we, at the very end, you can kind of see on this elevation, we were discussing with Thompson Thrift how to connect that core building a little more with the event center. So we introduced a band of a different colored brick at the top of ours that matches what's on the event center, so you're not seeing the exact final image of it, but that's the intent, is that that material will be essentially exactly the same that what's on the event center, and the brick is considerably toned down from here. And there's several more bricks that make it a little lighter, so the rendered image is pretty close to what it'll actually be.
Thank you.
I have a couple architectural, questions and, concerns from my perspective. I might be the only one that says this, but, and this is a good view, and maybe the rendering that's from this view as well. The outdoor pickleball courts with the pre-engineered metal building, the roof on it, screams industrial to me. It does not look like a high-end, something you would see next to a restaurant. It just, to me, I think it looks like a tacky cover that was added because you wanted to cover a pickleball court. It seems like if it's going to be covered, it should be something more appealing for the front door of the building. I understand the rest of the building, the rest of the courts are pre-engineered metal building as well. And it just, to me, it seems like it could be something much more than that. Yeah, the upper right. Yeah, that. Yeah, and it's, it's gonna be corrugated metal, gutter, downspouts, tapered columns. It's a pre-engineered metal building. That just doesn't seem like an appropriate use for the front door of a building in the yard, to me.
And that's,
What alternatives, Sean?
I mean, even if it was a flat roof, obviously a 1/4 inch slope, flat roof, that you're not seeing the roof with a more complementary color soffit around the perimeter of it, I think would be better.
is that the color that you've used at the other facilities?
The white just looks very stark to me.
It does appear a little brighter, full disclosure, in
Yeah.
the renderings than it
Yeah.
actually is in person.
Yeah, I mean, I can see that it's a light gray in the photo or the sample.
Yeah, I mean, with the outdoor courts, I don't know. That's pretty core to the function of chicken and pickle. Because is there heater, or are there heaters underneath there as well?
There are heaters underneath and, large fans in the middle with lights hung up underneath there. We've explored some other options and other properties. We keep returning back to the pre-engineer just out of a cost perspective.
Yeah.
We've looked at some tensile structures over these. Main concern on those, again, is back to the maintenance.
Right.
issues. So this is kind of where we have arrived on multiple other properties. It does feel nice from other properties, having the black columns make it kind of feel like it's floating. And since you're really focused on the pickleball down below, it has not been a main, I guess, feature of the corner.
I guess to your point about what's going to be happening across the street, that kind of really emphasizes even more that this is the front door that people across the street are going to be looking at. I think it just reinforces my concern about the material of that. I think the rest of the building looks fine. I don't have any issues with anything else architecturally, material-wise.
Is it the same color as the rest of the building?
Yeah.
Roof?
It looks like to me.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, I understand the layout all the way, I also understand what Sean's talking about, but
Yeah.
I'm just not really sure what the solution is there without adding a bunch of cost.
I think that's our main concern is we've tried to add parapets on those metal buildings. They're just, they don't like to play nice with us. And we-
Right. Yeah. Anytime you get outside of the norm with that,
Yeah,
it's
right.
not
Yeah.
easy.
Yeah.
Which is what we've done on the court building is build a wall out in front, but now you're constructing an entirely separate structure out in front of it.
Yeah, it's independent of the building.
Which we think is integral to the court side and very worth a feature on that end. We're just not sure what we could do more on this end to really address it different. I think we would definitely be open to some different colors on the metal panel. If the white is gonna be too stark on that, on the kind of
Yeah.
top corner above the garage door.
Yeah.
So really the white piece, that's actually an incorrect color on that rendering.
Yeah, on your elevation,
Yeah.
it shows as kind of
Yeah.
flipped from that it's a dark gray.
Accent panel. So I think we definitely have some options around that facade if we're willing to break it up with different colored panel pieces or change the color of that panel entirely.
So you're saying like this panel
Correct.
could match?
Either match the darker or be a complementary medium gray.
Right.
Right now, it's a dark gray with a light gray and then the black metal panel, maybe with a medium. That would work well in that corner. That wouldn't feel quite as stark and bright.
Yeah, I could see, I mean, I think based off of the function of what happens here and the desire to have them here, I think the structure itself, I don't think that can really change, but I think that changing the colors of the panel,
What if you flipped it so the high side is towards the
To the
street and then changed the material on the facade? Didn't make it,
Well, they got, looks like
per-
they got outdoor, what do you call it out there?
I think those are freestanding.
Cabanas or whatever.
So
they're
then you're
called?
not looking, if I'm across the street, I'm not looking at this roof. I'm looking at a facade, and that facade is, do more of an ACM panel instead of the pre-engineered metal building panel, or do like longboard, if you guys use longboard on any projects.
We've used it on other projects, but not on this one.
Okay, I was, just, because you've got wood, you can pick a longboard color that matches the wood, so you're still introducing, try and wrap it in that, maybe on that side. So then, and maybe that provides you, again, I know signage isn't part of this, but maybe that provides you a signage opportunity on that side instead of just this narrow band. It becomes a taller band that's more architectural looking. Then you're really not changing the structure, you're just flipping the structure.
does that change the functionality of it at all?
Not particularly. I think our only concern is just if there's any drainage or any leak issues on the gutter, that it's on the customer side, but I don't think it would pose any issue functionally.
They're outside anyway, so.
True. Yeah.
What if you were to put a row of abrevieties down that side?
Just to help screen it.
Correct.
I mean, you don't have a whole lot of room there.
You
I
don't,
know how
that's what I
accurate
see,
that
you'd have to
is.
definitely
You'd have
take it
to-
as a room.
You'd have to do
Because the
something.
abrevieties would need more, I don't know, I'm just coming up, because I understand the costing side, I get that.
Yeah.
Right, and I'm with you there, although I 1000% agree with Sean, it's an industrial metal building.
Yeah.
Right, and you're sitting there in the core of a really kind of a cool area. I don't know that's gonna detract from it, I understand flipping it around too, I just don't know if that'll function correctly for them, That's for them to decide.
I do like the idea though, if there's some of the wood paneling, I don't know what longboard is compared to any
Right.
of that, but like adding
It's-
that,
It's basically, it's metal panel,
Metal
but it's,
panel,
but
looks
it's,
like
but
wood.
it's been screen printed
Right,
essentially with a
right.
wood panel look to it.
So
It's-
it integrates
It's
more?
in Fishers.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
It's pretty cool stuff that they can do with those panels anymore.
Yeah.
It really is.
Just a side comment. I'm here representing Chicken and Pickle. My job is real estate. I tour developers on the properties all the time. Never once has anyone mentioned that that is an ugly building in person. It looks ugly here, but it is not that big of a deal on when you're there and you're seeing everything. It's really a nice finish. This is an expensive project. This is not us trying to get around costs, really.
Oh, no, I get that. That wasn't what I was trying to reference anyways, but, you know.
I think the context is what Sean was saying. Any of your other chicken and pickle locations are in proximity to what we're having as the event center. I think that's what the issue is here.
Yeah, I think that the event center sets a pretty high bar.
Yeah.
You know, I guess maybe let's look at the different color, you know, side panels. That may be helpful.
so, to that point then, I would like to make a motion to approve, and have you guys continue to work with staff on what the potential panel wrapping could be, and staff help make that final determination.
I'll second that.
Would that include?
Orientation of the roof.
The conditions.
Oh,
Megan?
yes, and also with the conditions that staff made, that I think you guys have implemented already.
And I'll still second that.
We have a motion and a second. Okay, roll call, please.
Ms. Baumgartner?
Yes.
Mr. Peterson?
Yes.
Mr. Curran?
Yes.
Mr. Stevenson?
Yes. Motion carries. Thank you. Thanks for the dialogue and discussion.
Thanks, guys.
No, that's great.
Appreciate it. Great project. You're gonna make a lot of people happy. I know, I'm confident you will. I've never played the game, but I keep hearing great things about it.
It's really cool.
All right.
It is
He was
cool.
able to help tour us around. You were there when I went with Thompson Thrift, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Which location did you tour?
Two of,
North Kansas. Okay. Oh, yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Well, Pete's a golfer. I have played pickleball. I'm still learning the rules for the kitchen,
Yep.
what you can do in there. So once I get that down pat, I'll be moving forward. But look forward to the project. Thank you.
Look forward to being part of the community.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you. Good to see you.
Staff communications? Okay.
Bye.
Motion
Do you want to
adjourned.
take, you can take your material board.
Yeah, you can take that.
Thank you. We have a motion. We are adjourned.